Okay. Okay. Okay, I see you. So very quickly, I don't know if you're where you can. Okay, okay. I've seen everybody. Victoria Adeshawa thing. Great, great, great. So I'm going to drop emojis in the chat box, and you're going to tell me what makeup products this emoji stand for. Are you guys ready? So yes, good. I like that. All right. So hold on. Give me a moment. Why is my emoji? Okay, okay, figure it out. I'm looking for okay, we're going to play this later. I'm looking for where I put it, my notes. But let's just hold on to that. Okay. So Fini, Adeshewa, and Victoria, let's just hold on to that. We'll go on along with it later, much later. So just brace yourselves up. Okay. I can't find it now, so I don't want to take any much of our time. So on to the next agenda. If you've been here, you know that Tosin Abejide is the convener of A Date with Vivo, and we've had this for 5 years. This is the fifth edition, as you can see, ADWR 5.0. Okay. And before we start, there's this charge. And to be honest, I feel like before when I hear it, I'm like, I definitely have to listen because you know, you know, who is going to tell me who we are having today to speak to us? Let's even see if people have been following. Who is our speaker for today? You never can tell. Oh, Maryam of the. Okay. Uh-uh. You even call their full name Miriam. Nice, thank you guys. So I'm looking forward to this and aesthetics. ADWR, you've messed up. Oh, you've messed up. All right, I'm looking forward to this a lot. A lot. I feel like it's a very um, sensitive. Okay, I get it, ADWR. I feel like there's a very sensitive, should I say career or yeah, career, skincare, skin basically is a very sensitive thing, and I want to see how people actually like the whole science to it and how to build a business around it, right? And the kind of customers, how you deal with customers, different skin types and everything. I have questions. I hope you came with your questions as well. But before we go ahead to have our speaker, I'm going to invite Tosin Abejide, the convener of a date with Rivo. So you guys give it up, clap, clap, clap. She's not going to talk yet, so I hear like claps. Don't type it, clap. Good. Let's give good, 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 good. Give it up for testing. Hi, testing.
Hi everybody, how are you doing? Today is Casual Friday with me, so that's my explanation for this jean jacket. I don't want to look like I didn't come here seriously, like I've always been coming. How's everyone doing? It's so good to have everybody on here today. Can you guys hear me? Please, you can hear me. Type, you can hear me.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, great. Okay, so today is day 4, second to the last day. And today we have something different. Now, I want you to bear in mind that the theme for this year is unearthing opportunities within the beauty industry, right? And in the last few years, I've seen a lot of women shift from wanting to get their makeup done every other time to saying, oh no, like I have to go for my skincare appointment. I did like a chemical peel, or I am doing this treatment. I cannot wear makeup for a while and all of that. So this tells you something, right? It tells you that there's a shift, like there is now women becoming more conscious about how their skin actually looks beneath the makeup versus just how they look with the makeup on. What does that also tell you? It tells you that this is like an opportunity for a rise of more people that have this particular knowledge, right? Sorry. Okay, so back to you guys. Sorry. I'm just saying, like, basically, I noticed this trend, and that's the reason why I fought to bring an esthetician on board today. Now, what is Maryam going to come and talk about? She's going to talk about like the random things and also the important things. How to start out as an esthetician in Nigeria, some of her challenges, the opportunities available, a lot of things that you might be wondering. Like, I'm wondering about why she left accounting to go and become an esthetician and how her parents took it. But then if you have any questions, as usual, please keep them at hand and engage as much as you can. I understand the limitations of an online conference a whole lot, but I also want it to be a room where you feel comfortable enough to ask questions. No question is silly. All questions are welcome. And I'm super excited to have you guys at the Date Swivel this year. So thank you, guys.
Thank you, Tosin. Thank you, Tosin. Yeah, so we're looking forward to the speaker today. And for us to have her on board, for us to give her the mic, we're going to have to, call her out. And you people might just know as an esthetician, but there's so much more to her. And I'll be inviting Victoria to introduce our speaker for today. Hi, Victoria. Please go ahead.
Hi, everyone. My name is Victoria, and I'll be reading Maryam of Damsfair citation. Olawoyin Maryam Oluwakemi is a result-driven entrepreneur and beauty expert. Maryam seamlessly combines a strong foundation in accounting with a deep expertise in aesthetics, holding a BSc in accounting alongside certifications in aesthetics from BT High Lagos and manual facial from CDESCO, an internationally recognized body. She is skilled in advanced skincare treatments, including manual facials, cosmetic science, chemical peels, microneedling, and laser treatments. With over 3 years' experience as an esthetician and beauty educator at a leading clinic in Lagos, Maryam is passionate about empowering others to achieve radiant, healthy skin. As the founder of Demosphere, a skincare studio based in Lagos, she continues to bring her knowledge and passion to help clients enhance their natural beauty. Ladies, make welcome Maryam Oluwakemi.
Hi, Maryam. Maryam's on the spot.
Hi, Tosin. Good morning. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. You have to turn on your camera, right?
Yeah, I'm trying to do that already.
Okay.
Okay. Hi, everyone.
Your skin.
Hi, Maryam.
Hello.
You people. Please ask Maryam. Then we don't know if she ask her for skincare routine. You just have to book her services after this. Wow. Hi, Maryam. It's so good to have you. Thank you so much for
opportunity.
Yes, because I know I really begged you. Please, Maryam, please. Don't worry, the questions will not be too hard. It's like just how have you been? How's your day been?
Fine. I'm just chilling.
Have you had any clients today?
No. I paused my appointment because I was trying to not let my appointment sweep into this. So yes, my appointment starts after like 3 p.m.
By 2, okay, that works. So we're going to work with time as much as possible. So I would like you to do like a quick introduction of yourself so we can get to know you.
All right. Hi everyone. My name is Maryam Olawoyi. I'm an esthetician. I have a BSc in accounting, and what else? What do I need to introduce myself as? Basically, I'm an esthetician. I have a BSc in accounting, and I just work. Yeah, put it like that.
Okay, then what are your hobbies? Where do you stay?
Okay, so I'm from Oyo State. I'm currently based in Lagos. Hobbies. Um, I just do random things when I have time because most of the time these days I'm just all about work. But sometimes I swim, I watch movies when I have time, which I don't really always have time to, maybe just late into the night. But yeah, I think these days I just have more time like swimming, I create time to do that. And I eat, although it does not show, but I eat.
Let's get right into the questions. You studied accounting, right?
Yes.
And now you're
Evolve.
so what was like the
Yes.
journey with that? How did you arrive at deciding you wanted to study accounting? And then how did you now move to entrepreneurship full time?
Okay, so right from my journey has been really funny, yeah, because I was initially a science student when I was in secondary school, yeah. Then eventually I converted to a commercial student as at SS2. I was in yeah in SS1 I was a science student. Then I converted into commercial, so I knew that okay I wanted to study accounting and all of that because I left. Mind you, I left science class because of chemistry, basically, majorly chemistry. Yeah. So when I converted to being a commercial student, yeah, so I knew that oh, I wanted to just convert and do accounting. I was looking for a way out, you know. So I did after jam and all of that, I had to do pre-degree in OAU. So after the pre-degree, I was admitted for accounting. So yeah, I started with accounting. Then randomly, I've always known that I'm a hands-on person. I always like to do things by myself and all of that. So in school, I started with doing henna. I don't know if you guys know all those like henna things that people do. So I started with that. I didn't learn it. Funny enough, it was just randomly it started from one of my roommates. So she was like, "Oh, Miriam, can you do this thing?" Then I did. Then like that, it started. So after the whole henna thing, after that, I did that throughout school. Then I think that was how I met Tosin. Then after all of that, then when I finished from OAU was around those COVID period and all of that. Then I don't like just being idle. I get bored staying idle, so I don't stay idle for long. I always look for something to do. I just always jump from one thing to the other because I love to be active. I'm an active person. So after all of that, then I was waiting for NYSC, and we all know that OAU takes like NYSC takes time, but OAU takes extra time before they mobilize you for NYSC. So during those period, COVID hits. Before COVID, immediately after NYSC, I left home. I came to Lagos. I had a family member in Lagos, so I told my dad, "Oh, I want to learn nail tech because I was already in our line." So I was thinking, "Oh, I was going to do henna and merge it with nails." So yeah, I learned nails. I started doing nails. So immediately after my nails, my boss that trained me then got me a job on the island. So when I finished my nail training, I told my dad, "Oh, I got a job." He was surprised, like you got a job. As at then, I think my salary was about maybe 30 or 40K. I can't even remember. Yeah, it was around that line. So it was just something that I just wanted to get out of the house. Like I don't just want to stay, wait for NYC and waste my time away. So yeah, after all of that, I started with the job on the island, but it was a struggle. The whole island mainland journey was really a struggle. So I got another place on the mainland. So after that, I was still waiting for NYSC, and it does not seem like it was coming. So I moved to the mainland back to because my parents stay on the mainland. So I moved. So I started going from mainland to mainland where I was working. Then COVID hit. Then everybody had to just pause what they were doing, and it was a time for me because for someone that has always been active, that COVID period was really a lot. I just wanted to get out of the house. Then after that, being a hands-on person, even with the nail tech, I didn't just feel like okay, this was it. So I was still on trying new things, trying new things. So I told my parents that oh, I was just finding my way out, just to get out of the house, honestly. Then I told my parents that, oh, I wanted to go to a beauty school, da da da. They told me to make findings. I made my findings. I got a school in on island again. So I was back to the island. So I registered for I think 2 or 3 courses at the time. I wanted to do more, but it was just like, oh, just try this thing, know how it is first before you put too much of your energy in it. And mind you, I was still waiting for NYSC. And this period, I was thinking, oh, I was going to serve at a financial institution like everyone does, like an accounting student now. So it was still like back of my mind, okay, when NYSC starts mobilizing, and all this time, I think during this COVID period, some people went, those were the sets that those people that they didn't do NYC basically. So I was supposed to be part of those sets, but OAU will do their thing. I was still not mobilized. I don't think anybody was even mobilized from OAU as at that period. So I got into beauty school and I just continued doing my thing, waiting for NYSC. Then that was how that so that's just how I just got into the beauty industry basically. So and funny how the chemistry that I actually ran away from in secondary school, I eventually had to do it again in beauty school. I had to take chemistry. I literally called one of my friends one day that never ceased cut off to me. Like I took chemistry, I read that chemistry. So I was feeling like I should have just done my chemistry. I should have just been a science student because that would have been easier for me because I really found it really tasking reading chemistry and all of those things. So yeah, that was how I started as an esthetician.
I mean, that's such a fantastic story, and I can relate to a lot of things. First of all, the NYC mobilization bits, and then you're expecting to be posted to a certain place because, I mean, me to law now, so I was thinking, okay, law firm, like, but life had other plans, and it's amazing to see how, like, it's like a 360 that you did around science. You're still there somehow. I mean, of course, they can't always come in handy. I know you're a business owner, you do a lot of other like business. So I'm sure balancing those many accounts and also structuring your business, it comes to play somehow with your accounting, your knowledge of accounting. But it's so funny. I thought about chemistry, somehow. You can run, but you cannot hide.
I did my chemistry.
Like 10 years, you're like, what? Like, I can't believe I'm back. So
How
was it at BTI and CDESCO? How was it like? Those were the places that you trained, right?
Yes. So BTI was really, it was amazing because then, I was just fresh out of school and attending BTI, honestly, I always say this thing that to make money, you have to spend money. I always have that saying that to make money because then pizza is not as expensive as it is now, but the economy and everything. So then it was really like a lot. Like it felt like because I told one of my friends then that oh I registered for your school. And she was like, oh, how much was it? Just random. And I told her, she was like, don't you think this is too much? Even your BSc altogether, the cost of training was not
Sorry,
that much.
how much was your school fees at the time you registered? Because
So
I know now.
You know how much it is now.
I know someone that registered recently. Yeah.
So as at then, I think I registered for manual facial, cosmetic science, and I think chemistry. Yes, they convinced me to register from chemistry from the beginning. So I think everything was going to about 2 point something. Yeah, roughly, because you have to get kits, so they'll provide you with all the kits that you need for the course and also lectures. So some of the courses have options of you reading alone. They'll give you the course materials, then you read and come for your exams. But for someone that I knew that okay, this thing was me digressing more into science, so I had to take lectures. So I could not just wing it. If I had science background, maybe I would have just let me wing it. But I cannot wing chemistry. I cannot win cosmetic science. So those were the two that you have like options of just they'll provide you with the materials. If you can read and come for your exams, then you get your certification. But I feel like all my courses I had to do classes, courses and kits. And mind you, then also I had to pay for hostel. They had an hostel because my parents were on the mainland, and shuffling island and mainland was going to be a lot. Not close mainland, though, not like all those Yaba beggar, behind beggar kind of mainland. So it was really going to be a struggle. So I had to register for hostel too. And I think I finished those three courses in 3 months because I was a full-time student. There is a flexible learning kind of program. So they give you, for some courses, for a course, you will have about 3 to 6 months to finish the course, but you can come to school anytime. You are learning at your own pace. If you can come once or twice a week, you can. But for me, I was looking a way to get away from being idle. So I was going to class every single day, 5 times a week. Yeah, so and also then I feel like I had it I like that I started early because then it gave me maximum concentration. I was not doing any other thing with, aside the fact that yeah, I also owned a retail business as at then. I was into retail of bags and shoes. Yeah, so I was doing that. Aside that, on the side, I was a full-time student at the beauty school. And then it gave me an advantage because most of the people you meet in a beauty school, they are established women. They are people that have their own businesses. They are people that they've had things going on. So as a full-time student, I think I was even the class rep as I did because I don't have jobs. I was in a class with people that have like children, they have like full-time life that they are dealing with. They had jobs, they had children, they had like other things to do. So I think starting out early made it easier for me. Then also, yeah, you asked about CDESCO. So CDESCO is an international exam that you take after you're already satisfied locally, after you've done your BTI, after you have done your primary courses. It's just like when you do secondary school before you do NECO and WAEC. Do you understand? We have like two types of those exams currently in Nigeria. We have the CDESCO and we have the ITEC. They are both recognized abroad, but one is like a Switzerland exam. I think the other one is the CDESCO is the Switzerland exam, and the other one I think is a UK exam. Thereabout. I didn't take the ITEC. I took the CDESCO as a thing. So, but you must have like a primary certification before you do the international exams.
I mean, this is all a lot of information, but what's like the timeline between like how long was your training period and then before you had to take your exams? What's like how many years did this take?
So my first basic exam, that's manual facial cosmetic science and chemistry. I finished in like 3 months plus. Yeah, let's say 4 months. Yeah, I finished in 4 months. That's if you're a full-time student, because it can be really stressful because for facial, that's like the broadest course. Is like that's the foundation of anything aesthetic. So that's where they teach you different skin concern, skin types. That's like the foundation. So that's like the bulkiest of the course. And that alone takes some people 3 months, especially people that have other things doing. Maybe they're running businesses, they are mothers, they have families and all of that. So it takes some people 3 months to finish only that, because after the regular course, you take a theory exam, you take a practical exam, and you do case studies. Case studies including you having to work on like 4 or 5 people. Yes, and you'll be marked on it. So you're doing 3 exams. You're doing the theory, you're doing the practicals, and you're doing the case studies. So yes.
Like I'm just realizing how much input goes into learning this, and it makes sense. The skin is an organ, it's very
Yeah.
delicate. So you doing anything on it, you have to have like a lot of knowledge. And I now understand why people are always so angry when people spread false information online. You're like, what's this? How are you certified if you are saying this? I get it
And
now.
it's not only just basic. You have to start from anatomy and physiology. You have to do anatomy and physiology of the skin. So it's actually digging you into science to an extent. Because there was a day I was having a discussion with my brother, he's a medical doctor, and we were just randomly discussing about some things, and he just digressed a bit into some things that he felt like I might not know. So I was just telling him that, oh, the skin has this, the skin has that. So it's a little bit of, oh, you don't know as much as medical doctors. Please don't get me wrong. You definitely don't. You don't know half of what they know, because the anatomy and physiology you did is just really on the surface, but it gives you like the foundation to, for people that read deeper, you understand better when you do readings on your own. Yeah, let me put it like that. But yes, it's a bit of science. So that's when people, it really gets dramatic when people say a lot of stuff, and maybe people that just randomly read online and just come and say those things. And yes, that's why people really get agitated, because beauty school is not easy.
No, it's not. And it's a lot of investment. But what I would say is, what would you say? Will you say that it's been worth it in the last, how many years have you for now?
This is my fourth year officially.
Fourth year, that's amazing. So what would you say? Would you say like something that if you had the opportunity, you will go back to over and over again, or it wasn't worth the investment?
Yes, is worth every inch of the investment, because it's aesthetics generally, there's this satisfaction it gives me, because I started off as, when I started attending to people, all my treatments were free. As a student, I didn't used to charge people. It just gives you so much satisfaction when you see people tell you, oh, I'm so insecure about this. And the next thing, when people that literally don't post, literally don't show their face, when they comfortably post and you feel like, yes, like you feel that satisfaction, you feel that joy when you literally transform people's skin. Yes, that's something for me. Yes.
That's amazing. So minus just the me, I was even asking about like the monetary returns, but you've talked about like just the personal feeling of it as well. Like it's
The
very
money, yeah, the monetary returns is actually is worth it. I would say is worth it. If you have the chance and opportunity to learn, please do. Because in the long run, you make your money back. Let me put it like that. Yes, you'll make your money back.
that's soft. So me, I know a couple of things that you do. I don't know everything that you do, but can you like give us like a rundown of yourself as an entrepreneur now, like Miriam Olawani as an entrepreneur? What are things that you presently do?
So presently, I am the lead esthetician at Fair, where we do like consultations, chemical peel, microneedling, skin tag removal, and hoping to add some more services coming, like like we have more services coming up, but there's a lot of challenges you face as a startup. Yes, I'm not even going to disagree with that. So yes, we are looking to add some new services soon. Aside the Demasphere part, I also am a beauty retailer. I sell products, and also I retail some um um spa equipment. Let me put it like that. Yes, so I do that.
Okay. So guys, basically what she's saying is that minus the spa services that she offers, she also sells like the equipment. So for example, people that train with you
Yeah.
for can buy products from you as well, or some of their equipment to start out their own business, right?
Yes, yes.
Right.
And yes, I also offer personal trainings.
Yeah.
Yes.
I was going to ask one question that how do you balance being an educator and then retailing and then also running Demasphere? Like it's actually a whole lot.
Yes. So the thing is, um, practicing and educating was what I started with. So when I finished at my beauty school, I was retained as a staff. Then I was working at the clinic, then also teaching at the school. So more like juggling it was what I started with. So it wasn't much of a hassle. So I feel like I just started out trying to figure how to balance it out. So I think I try to figure that out. And now that I'm on my own, most of the time I just try to schedule, like you have to plan these things. You like today I have a program and I did not book clients. So you cannot always merge everything together. Most of the time you have to try as much as possible to plan your way into these things. And that's why planning is very important, especially in this line of work. Even only managing appointments, you have to plan yourself, because these treatments are not things that you can just do in 5, 10, 15 minutes. So that is why most, even as an esthetician, your appointment has to be like timed, like, and you have to also give like what's the name, excess time just in case your client runs late and all of those. So yes, planning really, a lot of planning really goes into most of these things. In as much as there can be unforeseen factors, yeah, but I think proper planning cannot just be overemphasized. You have to just try to plan yourself in a way that you're not pissing off your clients, you're not overworking yourself, and yeah, that's it.
That's really nice. So for planning yourself and being time conscious, I remember that we had this conversation so about how the timing can affect the entire thing. So what are
They
ways like have as a person now, what have you put in place? Like how do you ensure that okay, one time, like how do you ensure that client keeps time so that your schedule is not messed up for the entire day and you're able to do as many people as possible?
So, for me, all my appointments are like an hour, and most of the time, in actual sense, you would not use an hour on a person, honestly. And some procedures that are required for you to use more than an hour. Most of the time, we communicate to the clients ahead that, oh, please kindly come 30 minutes to your appointment, so that if it needs like numbing and things like that, you can always do that before they can always do that before their actual time of appointment starts. Then also into the planning, most of my clients know that okay, I am a solo esthetician, I don't have any assistant yet. So most of the time I always tell them ahead that okay, let me know the time that works for you. So I am planning according to their time. So appointment starts by 10. Do you understand? I try to get to the studio as early as possible, 9:30, 9 sometimes, to just make sure everything is in order, plan my day, see the people I have. So what I'm just trying to implement now is to call everybody in the morning, remind them of their appointment, because once they book their appointment, they get a confirmation email. Then after that, 7 days before their appointment, they get another reminder, and an hour before their appointment, they get another reminder. But even at that, some people don't check their emails. So that's why the whole calling and messaging in the morning now works, because you get to, at least if they don't check their email, you are calling them or you are texting them to remind them of the time. So they are time conscious. And I feel like for every beauty business owner, one thing that I feel like I did start with was a what's the name? Rescheduling policy or a proper booking policy. At least if you are a beauty business owner, at least most beauty businesses that I know, they are not things that take like 5-10 minutes. They have to take a minimum of like 30 minutes. So if you know your services take 30 minutes, you can just give another 20-30 minutes grace. Anything can happen. They could have like a flat tire, traffic, anything could literally happen. So you also need to be you need to look at things from your end and your client's end of the whole thing, because traffic can really happen anytime in Lagos. And if you give anybody 20 to 30 minutes grace, I don't think that is too much, and I don't think that is too small. So when you plan your schedule, always leave time for like lateness, unforeseen anything. It could even be you could have an emergency to attend to in between appointments and all of that. So that resting time is just always really needed, and it helps you plan yourself. In between each client, you can just take a cup of water, just try to reorganize yourself before the next client. Yes, I think that really works.
Yes, that makes a lot of sense. And so you said you started officially in 2020, right? Like you started your training and
Yeah.
right. So now you've been around this skincare, everything for the last 4 years, give or
Yeah.
take. Right? What have
Yes.
you seen that has changed like in the last 4 years? For example, when I started makeup, there was no blush, there was no there were not a lot of things. There was no highlighter. There was no fixing spray. Like, at least not in Nigeria. And over the years, things have evolved, things have changed. So what are the main things that you can say, oh, in the last 4 years, I've noticed this, and this?
All right. In the last 4 years, I feel like technology has really made a lot of difference in the aesthetic business. At least when I started, from where I started, at least like you said, not in Nigeria. Most of these things have been around, but people are not so comfortable with adapting so quick in aesthetics, and because it's a very sensitive what's the name career. You are literally managing people's insecurities. I say this all the time. Nobody would just come. Most people that have good skin don't just come and say, oh, I want to start skincare. Before anybody comes to you that, oh, I want to start this thing, it's either is something that is bothering them, or they are insecure about it one way or the other, or they just want to feel good about themselves. So it's a you have in this line of work, you have to be very sensitive to your clients' needs. It's not something that you can just joke around and just make, like, you can't just be insensitive. You cannot be insensitive. You just always have to you you have to have different personalities, let me just put it like that, because what pleases one person is not. Some clients are very chatty, so with all those kind of clients you have to be chatty. Some people just want to come, they want the peace, they want the quiet. You just need to do that. So in this line of work, I feel like most times it's always very. And another thing with African skin is that there's no a lot of data and research on black skin. So it's very tricky adopting new technologies, because sometimes what works on white skin, because there are some most of the materials you find online, the tests are done on white skin, and some of these treatments don't go well with black skin. There are some pills that have been around for years that is a common practice abroad, but because those pills, if you try them on black skin, you'll regret it, because we have melanin in our skin. They don't have as much melanin as we secrete. So that is a very big factor. And that's why also a white person will use a sunscreen and they are fine and all. But the black skin's sunscreen is literally different. You have to use more, you have to do more as a black skin person. So I feel like more research is being done of in recent times. There's more materials on black skin. And I also know that there was a time when I was in beauty school, there was no proper ethnic skin anything in our books. They just put it. I think it was the year I came in, so that they just did something on ethnic skin. Do you understand? So there is more consideration of ethnic skin now all over the world. And also I feel like Africa is a very big market for all these brands now. So they now take extra consideration of black skin. Yes, so I think that is a major thing, and in the long run it's going to really help, and it's just going to give us more options, more treatment options. Yeah, that's it.
So this, I mean, thank you so much for that, because when you were talking about how a lot of things were tested majorly on white people, it makes sense because the companies are probably based in Russia, in Europe, in the US. So they would usually test on their immediate markets, right? Before they now is going to Africa, like the
Yeah.
maybe around for years before they now say, oh, let's explore new markets. So it makes
Yes.
sense. I think some of these products do not work as well on African.
Mhm.
I think I'm so grateful for people that are now starting to create our own indigenous brands, like tested and trusted things. Like I know Samuel has stuff as well. I know Vu Skin has. I know like a lot of estheticians, they have
Yeah.
their own line. So is this something that you think you could possibly do like in the near future? Is this something that you would be interested in also exploring?
Product line. Yeah, yes, maybe, but for now, I think my hands are full. So yes, it's something that I would definitely like to look into, because it gives you more. So there are some treatments that I don't know how to put this. Like in the past, we always have problems with products that help with hyperpigmentation, and I think that's like the major black skin problem, hyperpigmentation. But nowadays, I feel like we have more products, we have more brands that are investing and doing research and development and a lot of testing on all of those things. So we have more products now, we have more brands that are really into all of that. And even those products, yes, we have more in the market, honestly. I don't think I like to do what is already done. If I have solutions to what I need already, I just go with it. But in the nearest future, yes, it's something that I can look into. But for now, I'm okay.
But so far, like what would you say have been like your highlights or challenges, should I say, with running Demasphere? Like what have been like most outstanding issues that when you close your eye, like, oh my God, this thing really stressed me out, or these things really stressed me out with building my business.
Uh, aside, I think the only major issue that I've always had is capital. Concerning my client management, I don't think. Oh yes. Another thing that really stressed me out when I started was the fact that when I started, I mentioned that I started as a student, so almost all my clients, I was doing like free treatments. They were just there is this particular lady that I'm always grateful for. She literally submitted herself to me, like, okay, anything, just do you. Because I met her in camp. I think we went to AE together. Yes, we went to AE together. So when I started, I was just doing like free consultations, free treatments. Like I just wanted results when I started. So I didn't mind doing free treatments. I didn't mind doing free consultations and all of that. So and I started at that. So I didn't even know that I had so much people until I started. So when I started, managing those people was an issue because now I had all off my list. I think when I was about to start, I created an Excel form of everybody that I had done consultation for over the past 3 years, and they were like over 100 people. I was surprised. I had done like over 100 free consultations. So at some point, I started charging like a token. It wasn't a lot. I think I started my consultation with 3K then because I just wanted to, because you just do consultation for people and they just disappear, no commitment, nothing. So I just felt like, oh, maybe if they pay something, they would commit a bit. Do you understand? So yeah, so over the time, I realized that I had like 100 people, and I was surprised because then I now had too many people on my hand. I don't know what to do with them. And the thing I always tell students, even when I was learning, was those people you use as lab rats as a student, they are going to advertise your brand. And that has really worked for me because handling clients was an issue because I was just freestyling when I started. And that's why I always tell people that when the mistake I made was there was no proper documentation, nothing. I was just freestyling. So if you can, in as much as possible, get a database for your clients. It is very important. No matter what business anybody does, I feel like it's just so important to have your client database that okay, no matter what, you have like 1, 2, 3 ways of reaching out to them. So because most of them, once you just do the consultation, you just forget them. It's none of your business, and it does not really work that way until a client. Because I love client feedback personally because it's just bad feedbacks are always like what keeps you on your toes. The people that tell you good things, even if you're doing anything bad because you have like a good relationship with them, it does not really do anything. You get a lot of good reviews, but I love to work extra on the bad reviews because if a client is not pleased, is that is either of two things. Is that as a brand you're doing something wrong, or the client is not just satisfied. So before someone is not satisfied with something, you must have done something. So no matter what it is, money is hard to come by these days. So you have to like try at least go out of your way to like try to like
Give
satisfy
value
people.
their money.
Yes,
Yeah.
give people value for their money. Value is very relative in this line of work actually. Some people for value for them is, oh, I have hyperpigmentation, she has cleared it. Some people value is not that okay. you have done the service, they are okay. But some people still want you to go extra mile that, oh, even after they are okay, they're okay. How is it now? Hope the issue is not back. So that extra of, oh, you have done your job, or the extra that comes with it is the value to some people. So value is very relative in this line of work. So I think what I really had issue with, number one, is capital. That's like my major issue, like capital. Yeah, and that is because I have like two businesses. One is like eating and zapping the money. The other one is like very not so demanding, but the other one is extremely. I feel like both are really capital intensive. It depends on how large you want to start. So capital is one very big problem in this line of work. Then also client management. You would always have a bad review. It's not possible as a service provider not to have a bad review. It is not possible because, like I said, value is relative and people are paying to get value. So I always try to, at least when a client complains, I always go back to my team that, okay, because I have someone that, okay, I always talk to that, okay, as a business person, you need someone that no matter what, the person will tell you the truth. Because a lot of people tell you, it's the client's problem, yeah, the client is problematic. No matter how problematic a client is, they did not get value before they complain. Do you understand? So I feel like you always have to take into especially when the complaints are coming from like two, three people. Two, three people cannot be mad. Do you understand? Two, three people cannot be mad. I feel like as a makeup artist, if like two, three people are telling you, oh, I don't like my brows, you did the first service, you say, oh, I don't like my brows. The second person, I don't like my brows. The third person, I don't like my brows. You should at least know that, oh, I should work on this thing. Even if it's just those three people in like a month. But if you have the same what's the name over and over, client feedback is very important in any business. I feel like that's the major thing. If your clients are having a complaint and you're not working on it, eventually you have a problem because it takes one person to say something online before everything crashes. It takes one person to say something online. So I think what my major problem was managing my clients, and I think I've actually really improved on that because now I follow up on my clients like anything. If you are my client, I reach out to you like every month. I feel like when I started as a one man. I was the content creator. I was everything. I was doing everything. And I think that also boils down to the capital thing I said, because if you're just starting out and you don't have so much capital to start, you would have to improvise and do everything on your own. So I think I was just doing the consultations, then there was no proper follow-up. And that is a major issue in this our line of work, because you never know when a client's skin would go south. Because a lot of things go into this client skin going south. It could even be their hormones, it could be them, it might not even be what you're giving them. Do you understand? So that's why I feel like the follow-up was a problem, and that's when I knew that, okay, you cannot do this thing on your own, because sometimes I have like 8, 9 clients in a day, and juggling that and my phone, I cannot always press my phone when I'm on the client. That would lead to another problem of, oh, she wasn't paying attention and all of that. And every client, people are paying you so that they can get value. Everything still boils down to value. So if a client feels like, oh, I'm not getting value, then you are doing something wrong. When two, three people are complaining about the same thing, trust me, it is never them at that point. So that's the point you now feel like, oh, do I need to take more trainings? Oh, do I need to go back to my books? Then if it's service related, but if it's like customer care related, then you need to go back to the drawing table and feel like, oh, what was I not doing wrong? Because the first time a client said, oh, you didn't reach out to me, da da da, I felt bad. Every bad review will hit you, but that's not the time to be defensive. That's one thing I've learned. Apologize, then I have to go back to my drawing board. Even no matter how uncomfortable and hard it feels, because one client said, just collect money, this, that. And at that point, you might think to you can decide to think of it in two ways, how much is even this money? But money is money. These people are paying money. They could actually take that money somewhere else and they will get a value. And one thing I've realized is most people feel like as a small brand, you should pay more attention to them. So I feel like yes, your brand might not have all the visibility that other brands have, but once people perceive you as a smaller brand, they just feel like, oh, yes, you pay more attention to me. And if they are not getting that, yes, you guys will have a problem. So I think managing clients and capital is just my major issues. I don't have issues with my procedures because I feel like I've shadowed people for too long to be having issues with my procedures. Of course, once in a while, there will always be something that goes wrong. Anything can go wrong. No matter how good any esthetician is, please, there would always be complications. But there's a wise man that told me that a wise man always tell me any fool can apply a chemical peel. Anybody can apply a chemical peel, but when you have a complication, how do you resolve it? That is what differentiates you from the person that does not go to school. Anybody can do a chemical peel, even you can do a chemical peel, honestly. But when a complication arises, can you adjust that? So that's it.
Honestly, I've learned so much, like from what you said. So especially the part about taking clients back and just not being defensive, trying to listen through what they are saying, trying to like listen, like, okay, is this a repetitive feedback? Has someone said it before? Maybe it's actually you, not them. Because I think
Yeah.
like as business owners, we tend to be very defensive about our craft. Like, oh no, I definitely did not do anything wrong, or I definitely replied you fast enough, or I definitely, all of those things. And also what you said about the database, I am personally, I mean, I'm even guilty of that one. My client numbers are everywhere scattered. I don't even think I have emails. So I think for the database, it also makes sense, minus reaching out to them. You could also, if you have, for example, birthdays, those kind of things make it so much special. Like you could send happy birthdays, you send happy new year, happy holidays, whatever, all those things that would make them feel more connected.
Special, yeah.
And yeah, that's very, very insightful. But okay, so if I was like just me now and I want to switch careers, I want to go into the esthetician route now, I want to start the entire thing, what are the first few steps that you advise that I take as someone that wants to go into this new line of business?
Like as a makeup artist or just a random person?
As a makeup artist.
Okay, so the first thing anyone should do is just get a proper school. There are beauty schools now in Lagos, Port Harcourt, Abuja. I don't know other places. There should be in other places, but I know there's BTI. BTI is a South African franchise, so they are available in some states in Nigeria. So you can just get a proper certification. Go to a proper school. Um, you cannot learn everything. Nobody will teach you everything you need to know. You cannot learn everything within the four walls of a school, but getting the foundation in knowledge in any craft you're into, I feel like that is just the most important thing first. Do your research for like the best schools. If you can afford the best that would make your journey easier, please just go for it. Yeah, it can be very expensive, but I just feel like I said earlier, you have to spend money to make money. You cannot just always sit at the confines of your home and just say, oh, there's no money. Because for people that even if you don't have so much, I always say, oh, start out with um cosmetic science. Cosmetic science is basically they don't teach you formulation, it's not formulation related. So they just teach you what you need to know about different skin, how products interact with skin, different ingredients, how the different ingredients works, how to okay, when you take this product, okay, oh, what's inside, what does it do? So that's what they teach you in cosmetic science. So with that, that's like one of the cheapest courses actually that you can do. Then you start making money from it. So when you do the cosmetic science, you can start as a beauty influencer. So that is what I always say. Like, okay, you need to, even if you don't have all the money, you don't have to start out big. Nobody has, like, you don't have to have everything before you start. So you can just start as, oh, um, you can just start as, okay, once you've done the cosmetic science, start testing out products if you can. But if you don't have money to test out products, you can start doing consultations on people. When I started, I was just fresh out of school. I don't even think I had money to buy plenty products. I just always, I knew what the products were for, and I know what skin type they were for. So it's not possible for me to get a product. That's when beauty influencers will see a product and say, oh, it will not work, because from only the lineups, you know that this thing is quite shady. Do you understand? So you can just recommend for people, recommend for your family members, let them get it, recommend for your friends. From the review, from the before and afters you see, you would then start charging for these things. You can charge for consultation, let people. I have a lot of people that is only cosmetic science they did. They have beauty stores, they sell products. So from there, they recommend to people, those people get results, and like that, you start out. All the money you make from all of that, you can easily use it to invest in other courses and even get more. So I always say just start out as you can. Is expensive, not really expensive, yeah, but like I said, you have to spend money to make money.
Thank you so much. Like as you were talking now, I just remembered one of my friends that literally started. She has always had skincare issues, right? And so she's a skincare girly because of her skincare issues. So she has been
Mhm.
trying to solve her own problems. And recently she was telling me that she wants to sell products. Like she's thinking like, oh, she could sell products because people are always calling her to ask for recommendations and all. And you just said the cosmetic science. I said, okay, I'm going to tell her that she should probably look into going to school and maybe starting out with cosmetic science, because if you're selling products, there's no how you know the recommendations, right? Because
Exactly.
people would expect that you know what they should use.
Does.
As
Mhm.
well, just go to school for it in that case, and let's see how that goes in the future. Thank you so much. Okay, so the last, no, not the last question, but guys, we're rounding up soon. So if you have questions for Miriam, please start getting it ready. You can unmute your mic to ask your questions or say it in the chat box. Anyone wants. But I wanted to ask you that how do you keep up with trends in the skincare world? Like how do you keep up with changes and trends? Well,
Okay. Can you still see me? Okay. All right.
yes.
So the thing with trends is there would always be a new thing. There would always be a new trending thing. So what I do is not every trend that is out is what you jump on. Do you understand? And sometimes you just need to see, like, skincare is very sensitive, like we said earlier. And most of these things, you have to see how it plays out first. You don't want your clients to be the lab rat, especially things that have not really been researched. Do you understand? You don't want to, because skincare can really have a lot of complications. Like some of them is not even a year two kind of complications. You see, like those people that have bleached for a very long time, you just realize that after like 10, 20 years of bleaching is when the effects start manifesting. You see all those extreme dark pigments all over their face, their cheek, and most of these things are not, it's not 1 day, 2 day kind of this thing. They've been using these things for long. So sometimes when there's like a new trend that is fishy, you might just have to seek that out. It's not every trend you jump on. And sometimes you just have to do your own research. You have to do a thorough research to be sure, oh, this thing is safe. And it's just better to not always hop on every trend, especially when it's not properly tested on your skin type. That is like the major issue that I've always said. If it's not properly tested on your skin type, you don't want your clients to be the issue. Like you don't want your clients to be like the flag bearers of the complication. So you might just need to sit it out, read more on it, do your research. If possible, do a patch test on yourself for a while. You can be a lab rat. It might not, it does not have to be on your face. You understand? And like you were saying, your friend that had like skin problems. Honestly, I feel like another reason that made me start was I'm atopic. My skin reacts to literally the most basic things, even up to sponges. I don't use sponges, honestly. So for people that have skin concern, it is easy to they say you lead by example. People see your own transformations. I don't have any transformation to show anybody. I'm sorry. Because I always say it, I've not always had a bad skin. The only way I can show you what I can do is through other people. Do you understand? And I feel like I've been able to do that very well. And I've been able to show what I can do from other people. My skin issue was not acne, it was not bad hyperpigmentation. I had hyperpigmentation, yeah, because that's a common concern for everybody, but it wasn't like acne, the typical that everybody expects. I have my own skin issues too, because I have like allergy kind of problems. So I think that, then also for me, I always try to push my skin. I always try to push my luck. So for things that I know that, oh, this thing should not be done on people with my kind of problems, like you have atopy, you are always allergic to everything. I always try it on myself first. At least if your own body is spoiled, nobody will hold you to it. But that's why I always say you don't always want to make your clients elaborate. You can sit it out. Then sometimes you might start slow. You will never know how something will react until you try it. That's another thing. So you don't want to just, okay, maybe a new technology came out, it has not been properly tested on black skin, then you just bring it into your country and start zap 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 everybody, and the effect is here, everybody's burns. You have a lot of complications on your hands. So that's why even if you want to test, you do a patch test, you let the people know that, oh, this is a test. My first ever client, like I mentioned earlier, um she was my lab rat. I told her that, oh, I'm just a student, I'm just starting out, would you mind? And she didn't mind. And now you realize that some of these people are even paying clients. I have literally walked up to one woman in a banner before. I told her that, hello ma, she had acne. Hello ma, I'm a student of so 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 so. She was going to a big clinic then, mind you. She was being treated by a big clinic in Lagos. But I just walked up to her. I told her that she can trust me. I'll do her treatment for free. This. I needed models then, because in beauty school you always have to provide models to work on. So I told her, I won't charge someone like that, because I know that I don't really know what I was doing. I was just starting out. Do you understand? So you were just going to be applying your knowledge on those people, and you need to let them know that, okay, they are lab rats, because you are also a lab rat yourself. Do you understand? So if any complication, so at that point is not where you start to get too aggressive, because these are things that it's not like makeup that you can wipe off. Makeup, even if you're doing a test makeup on someone, you let them know. Do you understand? So is that's not the time to be aggressive. That's the time to start slow and see how it works. Do you understand? That's why I always say new technology. You will never find me on the front line. I'm sorry. So, but if you want to be a pioneer in what you do, I feel like, yeah, sometimes you have to take the front line, but it's not like just taking like 100 people. You just need to know how these things work first, get proper knowledge on them. Getting knowledge on some of these things is never really a bad thing. No matter what you do, get the knowledge first before you even start. So if you want to be the pioneer, you have to get the knowledge. Be sure that, okay, this thing does not have um permanent side effects. Do you understand? There are some things in beauty industry that, especially for medications, that you don't even bother, because one, the reason why people don't even try things on pregnant women is it can have a long damaging effect on the baby and the mother and all of those things. So for those kind of things that you already feel like, okay, they have bad, can you hear me? So
Yes,
for
you can.
those things that you know that they have like bad PR already, you don't want to do too much. You might start slow. I'm not saying that you should not try new technology. Yes, it's good to try new things. They might even be like a easier, faster way for you to achieve your results, but you just need to start slow, not being all aggressive about it. Yeah.
Totally agree with you because for so many reasons. So, when new products come out as well, for me as a makeup artist, I'm never really quick to buy. Like, I'm never really quick to buy, and it's because of bad experiences in the past. You'd be like, oh yes, like maybe you just saw the product launch, you want to order that same day. Oh, this looks so good. You realize that that first batch terrible. Then people that now bought like 4 months, 5 months after, they will not, no, my own is not like that. And you're like, what happened? Because you bought the first batch and they used whatever feedback that they were able to get from that first batch to now make amendments to the next line of products. So I think it's just wise for you to allow time to tell. There's also this thing where I believe that if you jump on things, you don't actually, your brain does not process if you really need it or not. Do you understand?
Yeah.
Like,
Yes.
it's like when you just see something, you want to buy it now, 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 now. If you waited 24 more hours, you might not realize that I don't need this thing. I have 5 other things that do this exact same thing. So why am I buying it? You understand?
Exactly.
So as
Yeah.
entrepreneurs, I feel like overconsumption is a problem. Like there's a lot of consuming that is not necessary. Like we're over
Mm-hmm.
consuming a whole lot, right? So there's that as well. So thank you so much again for sharing. Then I have a question about what you see Damascus becoming in like the next few years. Like what's your like vision for it?
For what? Sorry, I didn't hear you.
Demasphere, what do you
Mm-hmm.
have? What's the vision? What do you see Demasphere becoming in the next few years?
Hmm. My visions are very large, but let me just try and summarize. So I see them as fair becoming something more than just face treatments. Do you understand? I would like to do more of like overall body treatment, somewhere you can literally just come, feel comfortable, and very bigger than this. I was actually planning on expansion, but most of the time you just have to sit back. I always like to do my planning properly, so it's not every time that, oh, like, I don't just try to rush things. So yes, in the next coming years I see the atmosphere doing way better, more what's the name, what's the name like more visibility, definitely, and looking to have more like outlets, definitely outside of Africa, outside of Nigeria. And yes, it's something that I am already working on. And yeah, Demasware would be global. Let me just put it like that.
A global brand by God's
Yes.
grace. I'm really
Yes.
proud of what you've done. Like again, I need to explain why you're on this panel for so many reasons. First of all, she has been within the beauty industry. Like she's gone from being a henna artist to being like a nail artist and going into like aesthetics, becoming an
Yeah.
esthetician, right? And that's like a whole lot of movement in the same industry. And this year, I feel like what we wanted to talk about was allowing people to be mobile. A lot of people just feel like they need to be in one space. Like you cannot try new things. If your eyes on something else, you can't test it because oh, everybody already knows me as a makeup artist, and everybody. Do you feel like people that were your clients when you were doing henna, do they now patronize you while you are an esthetician?
Yes, funny enough, I always have those conversions, like from being an inner artist. I've even tried cooking. Oh God. I
Oh,
tried I tried small chops, all this cooking. Yeah, that was at the heart of COVID. So then I was just bored in the house. Then I started all these small chops. People always order. Funny how I had my clients. I had a lot of clients. And another thing that I always advise people, especially if you're into retailing, always, like, it has always worked for me because one, know your strength and focus on it. anything you do, know your strengths and focus on it. I've always known that I'm not a social media person. I am not. And not like I don't want to be, but it's just always, it feels like a chore to me. So anything that feels like a chore to you, if you can contract it out. So I have always used what I have around me to market myself. So even when I had I'm always encouraging people around me to do the work for me. I don't know if you understand that. So when I was into like retail bags and shoes, so I had distributors, I had student distributors, I always paid them. So I always factor their commission into the cost and everything. So they do the selling, I do the buying. Do you understand? So it has always made it better for me. I don't have to do so much on PR and all of that. And funny how some of those their clients, most of them I still always get the contact. So another reason why I don't like to do so much of posting is I always feel like my energy is better somewhere else. Anything that drains me, I just always like to contract it out, then focus on what I am really good at. So I'm really good at sourcing the brain, and I like to do the brain work, then let other people do the manual work. So I feel like that was another reason that I had issues with client management, because it was not something that I was really used to from the start. So I just feel like as a startup, yes, you might not have all the money to get people, but you can always, if you have siblings, cousins, I've always really, I'm a I'm a f- I don't say family person, but I like to have I'm a real life friend. I've always said this. I'm not a social media friend. You would never see me post your birthdays and all those things, but I am that friend that I will call you, I would visit you physically and all of that. So I feel like I always have like that people resources that okay, if I need my friends to post for me, it's not really an issue for them because we have like mutual understanding of oh Miriam does I don't even post myself. Do you understand? So, and when I was a retail person, I've always had people that, oh, students will always need money. There would always be someone else that you are empowering. Do you understand? So, I'd always just focused of my energy on what would not drain me, because as an entrepreneur most people like to do everything. You like to be content creator, you like to do this, like to do that. You There would always be someone that can render the service you want at your rate. There would always be that one person.
There's
There would
always
always be that person.
a
So
budget. Fine. You just need to check very carefully and patiently. But you
yes,
always find that you find your person. That's what I believe too. Honestly, I
always
totally
my
yeah. And then, so what would you say, like now, to someone? Because you mentioned something earlier, like you worked PTI for a while, right?
Mhm.
Before you now stepped out and created your own atmosphere, right? So that's like entrepreneurship and entrepreneurship like you were under someone for a bit. Now, so if you were supposed to advise someone that is starting out, would you advise them to stay with a brand, or they should just learn and go and dance? Which one?
I would advise, if you can, if you have the opportunity to learn under someone, learn. Because learning under someone means you don't have to make the same mistakes as they did. Learning under someone saves you a lot of trial and error. If you can, even no matter how small the time is, it saves you on trial and error, because you learn from other people's mistakes. You don't have to make the same mistakes those people made. So if you can, no matter how short the period is, don't just go all out and just dust and try, or like you have. And being under someone's umbrella gives you it gives you more wings to practice. I don't know if there's anything like that. So you can easily do your practice on their own clients. You get corrected if you're doing something wrong, instead of you doing it totally wrong all by yourself. So you have more like a someone directing your path. Yes. So if you can, I always say, if you are starting out, don't let money be fine. You might need money, but at least for the first few months. It might not be for long, but if possible, learn under someone, even if it's just internship. Not everybody has the opportunity to be able to get a job under someone and all of that. But if possible, even if it's just unpaid intern, it actually really helps a lot, a lot. But if you feel like you can chest it, it's fine. But in this line of business, you need someone to direct you because you cannot do all the trial and error yourself.
I totally agree. I think that's I always say this thing. I've been posted about it that if I was to do my journey, I think what I would have done is to learn, like work with someone for a few years, even if it's like 2 years, 3 years. Because I think that a lot of times the first 7 years I was just doing rubbish. Like what you could have learned in 4 months, you use 4 years to learn it because you're making mistakes, you're having to readjust system. But if you work with someone that already built structure to an extent, in fact, you don't even know what you're learning. It could be as
Yes.
simple as how they react to a customer's comments, how they
Yeah.
handle that situation. You just realize that they're way wiser than people that just learned 4 months ago with you. Do you understand? They're way ahead because you're riding on the wisdom and on the back of somebody that's already well established and well structured.
Yeah.
So, and I think that to just put it out there, it doesn't now mean that you should go and work somewhere with just the sole aim of gaming and not putting your best. Because
Exactly. That's another
yeah,
thing. That's
because I
another
personally, your tutor still even refers people to you. Like
yes.
they
Yes.
still refer people to you because you're a good person, because you were not a nasty staff to
Yes.
have, and you were
Yes.
not all about the gains per se. So now that you're now on your own, you can refer people to you. Like I'm sure they don't even ask for commission or whatever, right? They will just say clients, you pay commissions. Sorry, let's
No,
start.
so the thing is, you always have to work with people, like you said, but at some point when you have to stand on your own, when they refer people to you, not like commissions really, but yeah, there are some of them just try to encourage you. There are some bosses that don't like to take advantage of people that work with them. Do you
Yes,
understand? I think I'm blessed with one like that. So that always tries to look out for you as much as they are trying, like they are just those people that in as much as they still want you to work with them, but they don't want to take advantage of you. Do you understand? So I just feel like I'm just blessed to have things around me.
it's amazing, honestly. It's amazing. So, what do you think to just round up our conversation now? Because we've actually spent 1 hour on this call. What do you think is like the future of the skincare industry in Nigeria? What do you see? You are giving like projections for the next few years.
So for the skincare in Nigeria, I see a lot more innovations into products that works for our skin because I feel like that is one of the major challenges now. Because a lot of brands are standing up. There's a lot of more innovations. There's like even things that most times that people feel like, oh, this thing cannot work, people are making it work. The aesthetic industry, even now, you see white people coming to invest in Nigeria. Like you now see white owned clinics in Nigeria. So aesthetics in Nigeria is still very young, it's still very what do they call it? It's still there's a lot more opportunities coming, but the one I'm most excited about is the innovations of products that are really owned by ethnic skin and are formulated for us. So that really makes, even as a practitioner, it makes your work easier. It makes your clients get their results faster, and that is just it. It's just so amazing. There's a lot of research going on our own skin now, and technology is also there's a lot of new technology now. Before, I think when I started, I didn't even really know much about these skin analyzers. It's like a machine that, yes, you put your face in, and that now is so amazing because yes, they teach you skin analysis in school, don't get me wrong, but now it just feels like extra sauce to it. So, and it gives you more analysis, like on a deeper level. So that is really amazing. I love to see it.
mean, I love to see it too. Congratulations to us that were born in the era where technology is aiding.
Congratulations to us all.
Congratulations to us. All right, thank you so much, Maryam. I really enjoyed talking to you. You are very inspiring. I wish you all the best in the coming years. I really do hope that God continues to bless you. May your business grow. May your business grow beyond what you can imagine. Like, and God, at that point, God will give you help. You have good staff. You have good people.
Amen.
And
Amen.
your time. So, you guys, please, if you have any questions, time to ask. Also, Maryam is available for your bookings, your consultations. She amazing at what she does. Like, I've seen some results, real life of the people that she services as well. I've done makeup on them. Their skin is like, it be like milk. Like, I'm like, I've done makeup on this woman. Oh, you they walk, So
Thank
if you
you.
want to reach out to her to book her services, please as well. She's really good at what she does, and she knows. She has invested in knowledge, and she's amazing at what she does. Also for beauty supplies as well, if it's something that you like to do, maybe something to explore, selling some of these beauty clinic items, please go ahead. Ella, all right.
Hi, Maryam. Thank you so much for the session. I actually really enjoyed it. Good afternoon. So my question is, there's a lot of skin. So dermatologists, wait, what's wrong with dermatologists and estheticians, right? I don't know if there's a difference because like esthetician sounds like people that make people beautiful. And in my head, I'm like, a makeup artist not under estheticians. Dermatologists sound like people that are treating of skin. And then also like, is it just skin? What of like like nail care? I don't know, like nail care, lip care, all those things. Like are they also under like I just want to get the scope under what you do, if you don't mind.
All right. So dermatologists are actual medical doctors that specialize in dermatology. You know, medical doctors do like a random general, is it 6 or 7 years first? Then after that, they now go back to school and do specialization in dermatology. I really don't know the steps, but I think that is it. So some of them, so after the general medicine they do, they become a general practitioner. Then they now go and specialize in dermatology. Those are dermatologists. But aestheticians and beauty therapists, you don't have to be a medical student. You can be from any other what's the name? um you might have done any other course in school, but you now go to a beauty school to do like the basic courses I mentioned. Then you become a beauty therapist. So as a beauty therapist, you can decide to focus on skin, hair, or nails. So I think the hair people are called trichologists, but I think those are also dermatologists. So most of the time, estheticians just focus basically on skin, sometimes on the surface, hair and nails. So yes, some estheticians focus on nails. I think I know one person that does that in Nigeria. Then some hair and some on the skin, but I focus on the skin.
All right, thank you.
You're welcome.
Do you guys have any other questions? Guys, do you have any other questions?
Any questions?
If we should ask, so first she goes, and I'm like, hey, and I had a question. Oh, all right. So it's seeming like no questions. All right. So I'm assuming that there are no questions. But it was enlightening, especially your growth, like from henna to nails to food. You are the real entrepreneur. Like you're the people that actually are one entrepreneur. It's
So
the
I am a believer of, if you can, learn as much as you can. Try different waters and see the one you are most comfortable in. Do you understand? I like to learn new things. Even after my aesthetics, I learned semi-permanent lash and brow. I did that one again at Lash NG. I I just like to learn new things. You understand? So sometimes you might need it, sometimes you might not. So you might just feel like, oh, I am more fulfilled with this. Do you understand? So I'm always saying, oh, learn new things if you can, because you never know when you need it, honestly. So yeah, it's not because most people say, won't people be feeling like I'm moving too much? There's nothing like moving too much. You're just trying to find your feet. Especially like you can start your life at 50. People start new careers at 50, and you every like we're still young. You have enough time to try new things and
Mhm.
feel more confident. There's no point in doing something that you are not happy doing. You will just be frustrated and grumbling all the time, because even as at when I was in beauty school, I still had plans to go and do 9 to 5 in my accounting. But eventually, when I did my service, because I was able to serve at the beauty school the beauty school I schooled in, so I just did the thought of 9 to 5, because as at then I had friends that were already doing 9 to 5, and they like I just felt like I'll be miserable because those 9 to 5s were not easy. So I just feel like there's enough room for everybody. There's no industry that is too saturated, honestly. You have to just bring your own personality, bring yourself into what you do, and you'll be amazed how good you'll survive. There are people online that don't know, especially for people that have that know something, but they are because there are different problems people face. Some people, the money is not their problem. It's just the fear of, how do I start? Honestly, you just have to start. There are some people online that they don't know as much as you do, and they are surviving. And most of the time, you never know how good you survive at something until you try it. You never know, honestly. So if
Yeah.
you can, try your hands on as
Try,
many
try
things as
plenty
you
things. Some of me here, try, but it just shows how fast you learn, though. Some of us,
can. Yes.
I don't know, but yeah, well done. I
Thank
for
you.
one enjoyed this session. If you enjoyed this session, it's just some love. Let me see the reactions, guys. Hope people are listening. If you enjoyed this session and you learned something, show some love, and you can drop something that you learned in the chat box. Somebody might have missed it. Good. Yes, Victoria, I know you learned something. That's nice. That's nice. You can drop what you learned in the chat box. That somebody, yeah, we loved your session.
Thank
Miriam,
you so
thank you
much.
so much. Okay, yes, that's it. Invest in education. Great. Invest in education. You use money to make more money. That's not something I like to do. Because I mean, nobody likes to give money away, but we gotta do it. Don't jump on trends. No, don't jump on trends, guys. Like in everything, really. Learn how to manage your client base. Yes, that one. She just literally just told us her own story. So we're learning from her challenge. Yes. Thank you so much, guys. So we're just going to head to a trivia about. Oh, before we get to the trivia about Miriam, there's supposed to be a game with you. To sing. You look shocked, so let's just quickly like get the
I
game
forgot. Yeah.
for your clients. Your clients, but
What you said?
so there's a game that we usually play with our speakers. Don't worry, it's not your face was already like what? Don't worry, it's not a serious game. um Tosin, are you there?
Yes, I said I forgot to open it, so I'm just opening it up now. I'm coming.
Okay.
Okay, Miriam, I'm ready. So it's just basically just a very this or that question, and it's not. Don't think too hard about it. Yet, are you ready?
Am I answering the questions?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. So, what's your favorite thing to do when you're not working?
when I'm not working. I like to swim when I can, but I'm trying to stop swimming now because
The chlorine. Network. 1 second, guys.
they say I think I'm out. Hi, Justin, can you hear me?
Hi, yes, I can hear you now. Okay, I can't hear you again. Okay, it's network. And we're going well.
I can hear you.
Was it my network?
I can hear you. I can hear you totally.
Oh. Okay. So, what are the 5 things you can never leave the house without?
My son's
I knew sunscreen will be number 1.
screen. My lip gloss. And what else? A pen and my moisturizer. Is that 4? Then 15. What else? I don't know.
Maryam, quick one. Someone was asking that do you do personal training? You do individual training?
Yes, on advanced courses, I'll still need you to go and do the basics from beauty schools because it's a larger curriculum. It takes more time, it needs more dedication. So I would always advise do your basic trainings, at least manual facial and cosmetic science. Do them in a school, you learn with people, you learn with you learn in a classroom, so it's better. Honestly, it's better. Not like that you have access to more facilities. Yes, I don't have a beauty school. If I had, maybe I would, but yes, all the add-on can come up from any other person, honestly. But the basics, you need like they have like big textbooks like this that they give you. So yes.
Wow. Okay. All right. So I hope she has answered your question. Let's go back to our game. Spicy food or
Yes. Non-spicy, please.
Whiskey or Davido?
I don't know. So the thing is I don't have a fave. Music I listen, but I don't know the video. I listen to more of Burna Boy than either of them. So yeah, but I think I'll drift more towards Whiskey though. I don't know, but I'm a Burna Boy fan, and I don't know. I just listen to good music. If I like the music I listen, I'm not. I don't, I don't care.
That means, okay. So are you a morning person or a night person?
But I'm active when I wake up. I'm active anytime I'm awake.
Okay. Even in the midnight.
I wake up early, I sleep late. So yes, I am always awake. Like, I feel like when it's quiet in me, I'm always active. But even at night, I'm still very much active. I don't have mood swings, so I'm always like this every time. If I'm not hungry, I'm always like this every time.
I'm not
As
hungry.
long as I'm not hungry.
Okay. So which food
Yeah.
is overrated?
What food is overrated?
Yes.
Overrated. I don't know. I don't think I have any food that as long as it tastes good, I'm eating it.
Which one do you think that people hide but that they think you think it's not that nice? Like, why do people hype it so much?
I don't know. I don't funny. I don't even have a favorite food. I just eat. Like, as long as it's good, I'm eating it. So what food I feel is overrated? Maybe semo. I'm not really. I don't know. Maybe semo.
I
Though. I don't
slander.
know. I'm indifferent about it too.
Yeah, I feel like most people even slander semo on a normal day. On a normal day. So do you prefer movies to music or music to movies? Which one?
Depends on my
Movie
mood. I listen to music when I'm depends on my mood actually, but I don't always have time to
watch
watch movies like that. So I think I'll do music, yes.
music
Because
more.
music is something that you can just do anytime. You don't have to dedicate a particular time to it. Yeah. When I
When you
have time, I go to watch movies, sha. But
have your best birthday?
what what
What your
what?
best birthday?
My best birthday has to be was it last year? I think mm, uh 2020, 2021 or 2022. I'm very
Why?
bad with dates, but one of those years I was really why nothing really. Yes, 2022. I had a lot of money then.
Rich woman.
Not like a lot of money, yeah, but but the thing is, I think I made some money in that 2022 that I was really just hyped about. Funny how I didn't really do much, but I feel like last year was I was hyped. 2022, I was really hyped about my birthday. Then last year I was also, but it wasn't shocking again. This year I was just grateful. This year I was just really I was in my feelings this year, so I was just in my very graceful mood this year. So
Yeah,
yeah, I think
that's
2022 was my best year in general. I just really love 2022. It was just weird. Nothing special happened, but I just feel like I was really grateful of a lot. And emotionally, I just think 2021 was really draining for me. So it felt like 2022 was my rebound year. So I was everywhere. I wasn't everywhere like in
yeah.
people's faces, but I just feel like I was happier in 2020. My
So
happy moment started in 2022.
yes, text or phone call. I already know this one. Text or phone call.
Ah, call me, please. Call
If
me.
you text
I
Maryam,
don't
so
none, none. I mean, like, once I see, I don't know, none. Text, I can still respond, but once I see a voice note, I'm not responding to the next day. I don't know. Voice notes gives me some, I don't know, I think anxiety. I don't know. But once I see a voice note, the fact that I don't know what is in the voice note, I just like, what is this? I just freak out. So calls, I pick calls easily. I pick calls easily. Yes. If I'm not working, I pick your call, gist, and all. Yes. I'll do more calls than text. I don't like texting. I don't like texting. I don't have time. Like, it's not like I'm busy, but it's just a lot. It is mentally draining for me to be going over a text. So I just prefer my friends call me, let's talk. I like to chit chat.
that's fair
I
enough.
like to talk.
Fair enough. You're done with your question,
Your
Maryam.
sister called me, said, Maryam, they said you will not respond. I don't like chat.
Oh, we all know you, honestly.
Thank you,
So I'll
Maryam.
do better.
Should do better.
Thank
Thank you
you
so
so
much.
much
That
for
was
having
fun.
me.
We got to know you more. So there's a trivia about you that we usually play. Like, okay, we usually play this trivia about our speakers, and don't say the answers yet. So people are going to answer in the comment section, and the winner is going to the person that gets all the correct answers is going to win something. So just please hold on, guys. Are you ready? I'm about to drop it. Don't be liar. Don't participate in this one. All right, all right, all right. Okay. So, guys, I've dropped it. Let's see who is getting our prize today. I know who I'm rooting for, who I'm not rooting for. Don't mind me, I'm rooting for everybody. All right. So Maryam, have you seen the question? Have you seen the questions?
No. Okay, let me.
The master CEO goes by the full name. Don't answer. She has been an esthetician for so amount of years, and then she holds a BSc degree. Okay, people are already answering. Nice. Victoria, you've not come to play today. Okay. Some more responses and hi Frances. I'm just seeing you today. Okay, and that is it. That is it, guys. Thank you so much for participating. So, Maryam, what's your full name?
Olawoyin Maryam Oluwakemi.
Okay, so that's a B. How many years have you been an esthetician? I heard this one. So if anybody failed this one.
4.
4 years. Okay, great. And you hold a BSc degree. This one, I heard this from the beginning, from those systems.
Accounting.
So who is our first winner? What you people listen today? Oh, Victoria? Somila, you don't even get it. You don't even get it. All right. Victoria, congratulations. Finally, you have won something, Victoria. I'm so happy for you. Congrats. 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 So make sure that you DM Beauty Business NG on Instagram for your prize. Okay. So Maryam, thank you for coming. Thank you for joining us. We had so much fun. We enjoyed. We learned enough and a lot. There were things that we could relate with. So thank you so much for coming. Don't worry, I'm going to patronize you. I want to refer people to you too as well. All right. So you can leave now because of your appointment for 2 p.m. So let's not take much of your time.
All right. Thank you so much.
So show some love, guys.
Bye.
Show some love. Show some love. Bye. Thank you. All right, guys. So a final game, my emoji game. I cannot think of that emoji. So Victoria, I'm not participating in this one. So if you're participating, just drop your response in the chat box, and somebody else is going to win. Somebody's going to win something, and after this, we're going to wrap up today's session. Okay, guys. So who is ready for my emoji game? This one I thought about it very
Guys, just give her a second so that she can come back on. Meanwhile, make sure that your chats are directed to everyone and not to me. So when you're typing in chat box, make sure it's going to everyone. So while Ella comes back online, please make sure to follow Demas Fair on Instagram, as well as our sponsors, CPD Cosmetics, Revo Makeup, and tag Maryam on anything that you learned today. If she said anything very profound, yeah. If she said anything profound that works for you, please go ahead and tell her. I don't think Ella might be able to join us. She just said her phone is hanging. So please, who is going to volunteer to give us a closing prayer so we can round up for today? Can you guys hear me?
Yes, we can.
Okay, please, closing prayer. Anybody just unmute and pray so we can end the meeting. Liar.
Okay, thank you, Father, for today. Thank you for today's session of ADWR 5.0. Thank you for such insights that you brought to us. Thank you for our speaker. We pray that you bless her in Jesus' name. Thank you for our convener. And thank you for all the sponsors. We ask again that you bless them. And we look forward to a beautiful experience tomorrow where we'll get more insights and more wisdom in the name of Jesus. We
Amen.
ask for everyone who has been a blessing to us at ADWR that you prosper the work of their hands and prosper them in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you very much. Have an amazing day. Bye. Bye, guys. Bye, Francis. Bye, Olamide. Bye, Victoria. Bye, Oluwayomi. Bye, Chichi. Bye, Opeyemi. Bye, Rashida. Bye, Finfolua. Bye, Tilewa. Bye, guys. Thank you for joining. See you tomorrow for the last day.